Alright guys, I felt compelled to make this video and probably gonna get a little bit of backlash for it, but that's quite alright. So I'm sure most of you on this Facebook have heard of Q. And I gotta admit, first couple times I heard of it, I kind of just dismissed it as a psyop and just kind of left it alone. I'm seeing people post a lot more here lately about the Q dates that they're putting out and the maps and all these clues. And so I decided to watch a video, a documentary. I'm sure some of you have seen it. If not, I will link it in this post. But here's a spoiler alert. They think that JFK Jr. is still alive and that he is in fact Q. Now let me tell you, in the beginning of this documentary, it's about 3 hours long. It's separated into 10 parts, and they don't tell you this end part about JFK Jr. until part 10. So I was enjoying the documentary, even though I don't associate with Q or even know anything about Q, really. They mention it quite a few times in this documentary and just kind of tying all of the information together, which I can appreciate as a truther. I love seeing the way things all connect together and the explanations for things. It helps people to connect the dots really easily, and I really enjoyed that. But I have to admit, at part 10, I was a little bit blown away. And that's not because I hadn't heard the theory of JFK still being alive, but because of the way that it was presented, I wouldn't have seen it if I didn't see this documentary. Okay, so let me back up. If you don't know anything about this, basically Q is someone who is giving people a bunch of hints. Trump seems to be in cahoots with this. A lot of people thought it was Trump. I'll be honest, I thought it was Trump just from what I've heard, which, like I said, isn't very much. But, oh my goodness gracious. So, if this is true, if this so happens to be true, let me tell you, I saw a perfect spiritual parallel between what may happen if this is true and the Bible, Revelation to be exact. And I have to tell you guys, the more I think about this, the more it makes so much sense. Okay, so let me elaborate. Q has put out, or Q supporters have put out, that this woman here looks like Carolyn, JFK Jr.'s wife. And I have actually seen a Trump rally, one of their broadcastings, with this woman with a blinged out hat. And I remember they kind of like panned into the audience, and I remember she stuck out to me, big time stuck out. Just her smile, the blinged hat, it just stuck out. And it almost felt like I was meant to see her, like you were supposed to see her. So anyways, that was a while ago when I had seen that. And then I started seeing people posting on Facebook that she looks like his wife and they could be really alive. And I even heard that theory then, and it still didn't stick with me until I saw this video and they started connecting, that his memorial is shaped like a giant Q. I mean, I really can't even get into all the details. If you haven't seen it, I suggest going to watch it. And if you don't have the full 3 hours, skip on down to part 10. It's the very last little chunk, and you will be surprised. And if you're not, you probably have no soul. So that's a joke. Anyways, so I'm sitting here looking at this, and the more that I think about it, the more it really begins to scare me a little, okay? Not in the sense of like I'm scared that they're going to come get us, but I'm scared for what my fellow people are believing right now. So in this video, the woman is basically praising Trump and praising Q, and they're going to be our saviors, and JFK Jr. is on the scene. He's about to burst out, and he's going to change everything and save us from these evil, corrupt people, right? Sounds awesome, right? Wrong. If this is true, let me just take you guys back to Revelation 13, okay? We're going to skip down. Actually, we'll start up at the top, okay? The beast out of the sea. Then I saw a beast rising up out of the sea. It had 7 heads and 10 horns, with 10 crowns on its horns. Okay, so we're just gonna stop right there for a second, because the only part that I really want you to pay attention to is the beast rising up out of the sea. Okay? Then we're going to skip down here to part 3. And I'm not claiming that this is 100% parallel, but when I watched the video, this is what came to my mind, okay? I saw that one of the heads of the beast seemed wounded beyond recovery, but that fatal wound was healed. The whole world marveled at this miracle and gave allegiance to the beast. They worshiped the dragon for giving the beast such power. And they also worshiped the beast. "Who is great as the beast?" they exclaimed. "Who is able to fight against him?" Then the beast was allowed to speak great blasphemies against God, and he was given authority to do whatever he wanted for 42 months. And he spoke terrible words of blasphemy against God, slandering his name and his dwelling, that is, those who dwell in heaven. And the beast was allowed to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. And he was given the authority to rule over every tribe and people and language and nation. And all the people who belong to this world worship the beast. Okay, let's think about this, okay? And I want to point out that mostly everything that you're going to see that has to do with biblical things, there's going to be a physical and there's going to be a spiritual. There's always going to be more than one thing. If you hear a fellow Christian saying that they think the mark of the beast is going to be a chip or a vaccine or it's about worship, you have no right to tell them that they are wrong. Because while they might not be 100% right, they might also not be 100% wrong. And you don't know. So you can't ever point at someone and say you are wrong. Because in fact, you might be the one who is wrong. So I say, test the spirits, take information that you're giving. Don't automatically reject it unless it's, obviously of devils, but test the spirits. Ask the Holy Spirit to reveal to you what he wants you to know. Okay, so let me get back to this. So in verse 3, it's saying one of the heads seemed mortally wounded. Okay, JFK Jr., he died in an airplane crash, but his father, who, let's be honest, that's who he reminds us of. He's trying to continue his father's work. At least that's what he said before he passed away. His father had a head wound. His father is the one who had this head wound and died. Now, supposedly this person died too, but if this is true, what everyone is saying, and JFK comes back up into power, it is going to seem as if he was mortally wounded. His father was mortally wounded. And as his son, he is taking the place of his father. He even has the same name. From what the people who are putting these puzzle pieces together with Q are saying, that once JFK Sr. died, that JFK Jr. became just JFK. So it seems as if the Bible would be speaking about this person. And I'm going to be honest with you. Before I watch this video, if JFK Jr. would have rose to power and come out of hiding and out of the shadows, I would have voted for him. And it makes me think that this beast is going to fool even the elect. He's going to fool everyone. He also rose up out of the sea. Where did the plane go down exactly? Oh, that's right, the Atlantic Ocean, the sea. So I'm seeing these parallels right now, and my mind is so completely blown, because if this were to really happen, and this person were to rise to power, saying that they're going to take down this and take down that, and that's what I'm hearing from Q, is there's going to be peace. Peace is coming. Trust the plan. And the only thing that comes to my mind is there's going to be a false peace. And when that false peace comes, that's when the real destruction will come. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I hope this video wasn't too long. I'll try to go into it more if you have any questions or comments, which I know I'm probably going to tick a few people off, but hey, that's okay. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless.